Okay, hello and good morning. Let's take a look at the bell work here. And by the way, these problems are on your test, so pay attention. The numbers might be a little different just to make it a little easier. Well, you know that every triangle, the interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So you take 180 and you subtract these two. Well, this is 100, so this one's got to be 80 degrees. Real simple. This one is proportional triangles here. So what you want to do is top over bottom, follow that line, and then color that line too. So it's going to be x over x plus 5 is equal to x plus 2 over x plus 1. And once you get to this point, you're going to cross multiply. Here you got to use x squared. So x times x is x squared. X times 1 is plus x. This times this is going to be FOIL. So you're going to do x plus 5 times x plus 2. So pay attention to FOIL. X times x is x squared. X times 2 is going to be 2x. And then you go to the next one, which is 5x. And then this one is going to be 10. This is going to be 7. So it's going to be x squared plus 7x plus 10. Make sure you can do FOIL. If not, redo it or go to tutoring or have someone help you. Now here you have x squared on both sides, so I'm going to subtract x squared. And when I do, they cancel out. If they did not cancel out, you'd have to use the quadratic equation to work it out. Here I'm going to subtract x from both sides and get 0. And then I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides and then divide by 6. So you can use your calculator on this to get your final answer. Now remember, this one is on your practice test, so pay attention now. I'm not going to rework this one. It's on the bell work. This one right here is the heartbeat. So look, start at either end, and I'm going to say 8. I'm going to use a different color so you can see it. So I'm going to say 8 over, we'll try green today. So 8 over 6 equals 6 over A. Remember, this is your geo mean right here. So you're going to get 8A is equal to 36, and then you're going to divide by 8. Okay? And whatever you get there is going to be your answer. So it looks like 4.5. So now once you get 4.5, put 4.5 right here. And then isolate this triangle right here. Pull this triangle out. This is the right triangle. But you now know that this one is 6 and this one is 4.5. So to get B, you're going to color your legs and use Pythagoreans Theorem. So you're going to have 6 squared plus 4.5 squared is equal to B squared. So B is going to be the square root of 36 plus whatever 4.5 squared is. So it's going to be 4.5. And again, if you ask for this one and you are not paying attention or taking notes, I'm not reworking it. You'll have to get back to the video at night. So 4.5 squared is that, plus 36 is that, and then hit shift square root, and I get 7.5. And that's how you do that one. And there it is. Okay? So if you have a question, practicing. Okay? And remember, at this point, from this point on, you're going to have to really be serious about doing your work. Now let's take a look here. We did this one. We did this one. We did this one. This one right here, it looks like there's no information, so I guess we can't do that one. This one right here, it says find the length of the altitude. This is your altitude right here. So you're going to do the track method. So 9 over x equals x over 19. You're going to cross multiply and get x squared is equal to 9 times 19. And then you're going to take the square root of that, and whatever you get right here will be your answer. Okay? Number 7, I'm not quite sure what they want here. I guess they want the altitude. So we're going to drop it down here like this. Okay? We're going to cut this down to 4, and we're going to put an x right here, and we're going to do Pythagoreans Theorem. I guess these are right triangles. I'm going to have to go back and check on the test. But in any event, you would take out this triangle here, you cut the 8 in half, and you're going to do Pythagoreans Theorem. So it's going to be 4 squared plus x squared is equal to 5 squared. So x squared is going to be 25 minus 16 after you subtract that 16 over here. And then x is going to be the square root of 9, I guess. And so you're going to get 3. This one right here, I'm not quite sure what they're looking for. I guess they're trying to see if this is a right angle. So color your legs. I'm going to have to check the directions. So we get 7.5 squared plus 7.5 squared. Does that equal 12 squared? If this side equals this side, which is 144, then it does work. So let's see what it is. 7.5 squared plus 7.5 squared equals, I get 112. So I'm going to say this is not a right triangle. All right, this one right here, number 4, let's take a look at it. You know that every line right here is equal to 180. So you're going to add up these 3 right here and set it equal to 180. So you're going to have x minus 4 plus 46 plus y plus 6 is equal to 180. But this one has 2 variables, so we need another equation. Now draw this line longer, and you can see they're telling you this one is 78 right here. Okay? And what you know is that these 2 are of same side interior, so they add up to 180 degrees. So you're going to say 46 plus y plus 6 plus 78 is equal to 180 degrees. And what this is going to allow you to do is get y. So we're going to add all of this up. So we're going to say 46 plus 6 plus 78. We're going to set equals, that's 130. So you're going to get y plus 130 is equal to 180. You're going to subtract 130 from this side and get 50. So y is equal to 50. That's one answer. And then you're going to plug it in here, this other equation that we have way up here. So y is 50. So scratch out the y and put 50. Add up all of this and subtract it from 180 and you'll get x. The answers are on the back side. All right, this one right here says, is the line through these 2 points parallel to the line that's through those 2 points? Now remember, parallel has the same slope. If it's perpendicular, you got to flip it and change it. But let's do slope here. So remember, it's y minus y over x minus x. So it's going to be y minus y, so negative 3 minus 6 over 7 minus 5. Okay, and let me just check my work. That gives me a negative 9 over 2. And that's what I get for my slope on that one. So let's check the slope on this one. 3 minus 1 over negative 2 minus 0. And I get 2 over negative 2, which is a negative 1. These slopes are not the same. Okay, and since they're not the same, you're going to say not parallel. Okay, remember, to be parallel, they have to have the same slope. And slope is rise over 1. Let's keep moving so we can finish this test. This one right here is the track method. Okay, I'm not going to work it, but I'm going to set it up. 6 over y equals y over 16. Cross multiply and divide, or take the square root. This one right here is the same thing. It's going to be 8 over x is equal to x over 29. Cross multiply. This one right here is vertical, so put 112 right here. You know that every triangle is 180 degrees. So take 180 minus 112 minus 51, and whatever you get is x. Okay, let's see what else. Number 13, you have similar diagrams here. So you want to set up proportions here. So this side, I'm going to put over that side. So I'm going to say 16 over 12, and then I'm going to put the top over that top. X minus 1 matches with the 6. And then you're going to cross multiply. So you're going to have 6 times 16, use your calculator, and then you got to distribute to both of these and get 12x minus 12. When you do that, you got to work that equation out. So 6 times 16 is going to be 96. And then you're going to add 12 to both sides. So plus 12, and that gives you 108. So you're going to have 108 is equal to 12x, and then divide by 12, and you get 9. So x is equal to 9. So now you know that x is equal to 9. You still have to find y. Well, y matches this one right here. So I would still do 16 over 12, and then I'd do y plus 1 over 21. And then cross multiply, distribute, and work it the same way as the one we just worked. This one right here is similar triangles. You're going to put this over this because it's vertical. So 5x over 5, and then you're going to put this one over this one. Notice my arrows are going in the same direction. You're going to cross multiply, so you're going to get 5x squared is equal to 20. You're going to divide by 5 and get x squared is equal to 4. And then to get rid of the square, you're going to do the square root. And the square root of 4 is 2. And that's how you work that problem right there. This one right here, it says these two are parallel. If you read that right there. And AB is 25. So from here to here is 25. And what is AP? AP is this one, so they want that one. So this bottom one right here is going to be the whole thing minus x, 25 minus x. We had this on the worksheet yesterday. So it's going to be x over 25 minus x is equal to 12 over 18. So you're going to get 18x is equal to, you're going to have to distribute that 12. So it's going to be 12 times 25 minus 12x. And then you got to work that equation out. Okay? I would add 12x to both sides and get 20x is equal to whatever that is. So 12 times 25, we might as well finish it up. I get 300. And then you divide by 20 to get rid of that 20 right there. So divide it by 20 and I get 15. So I get x is equal to 15. This one right here, it says, are the lines parallel? Remember, parallel is the same slope. We just worked one like that. I'll do one more. So it's going to be -7 minus a -8 over this one, which is a -9 minus 6. This is a plus, so that's going to be 1 over -15, it looks like. And if this is the same thing, then you would say parallel. So -5 minus 4, and then this is going to be 3 minus 2. And when I do that, I get -9 over 1. It's not the same thing, so you're going to say not parallel. Make sure you check it though, okay? This one right here, the lines are parallel, they're telling us that. So it's top, top. So those are equal. So 2x is equal to 28. Divide by 2 and get 14. This one right here, it says wx is right here, so that's 3. And then xy is 9. And find VW. This is the track method. Okay, do the heartbeat. So 3 over x is equal to x over 9. Cross multiply and take the square root. We did one like that. It says, ooh, this is a good one here. This is a good review. Perpendicular, you got to flip change. FC, negative reciprocal. Two things. One, flip it. Two, change it. So what you want out of this is the slope. So we're going to take the slope, which is 3 over 2, we're going to flip it, and we're going to change it. In this case, we're going to change it to a negative, and then we're going to do point slope. So it's going to be y minus my y is equal to my slope, and then x minus my x. And my x here is a -1, which will change to a plus. And there it is. That's perpendicular. This one right here, all you got to do is match this up. Angle H is the second one, so it's got to match up with the second one here, so it'd have to be angle B. Angle H matches angle B. This one right here, the pattern is, let's see what it is, GH. So GH is the first and second. And then, let's see what we have. We have the first and second on this one, AB. And then DJ, let's see what's going on there. DJ is backwards here, so you want to go backwards and say DC. Angle DC is what I would put. And again, you can check them. Just follow the pattern. This one, I would separate the two triangles here. So I'd put 4 and 8 for the little triangle, and then the big triangle, you're going to add this up and get 6 and X. Okay? And I'm sure you're looking for this bottom one right here. So I would go ahead and put the slant over the slant. So 4 over 6 is equal to the flat over the flat. And then cross multiply and divide. So you're going to get 4x is equal to 48, and then divide by 4. Okay, so that's going to be 12, it looks like. And that's how you do that. Okay? Let's go to the back side here. This one right here, you're going to use proportions here. And I guess they're looking for the height of this. You can read it, all right? So I'm going to go vertical over vertical, which is the man. So it's x over 5. And then I'm going to go flat over flat, which is 48 over 12. Cross multiply and divide. So it's basically 5 times 48 divided by 12. This one right here, I'd go top over bottom equals top over bottom. So 4 over 12 is equal to x over 15, and then you work it out. This one right here, it says find the length of the altitude. So you're going to do 9 over x, track method, equals x over 20. We had some of these earlier. This one right here, the two triangles are similar. If they're similar, the angles are equal. Okay, so how do you know? Well, what you do is you subtract from 180 here, and if you subtract from 180, I bet you get 67. And so you have an angle, and these two angles are equal to those. So you're going to say angle, similarity. And then finally, and I guess this is the last one, number 24, for me to work, because I did 25, it's the track method. So you're going to do the track method first to find A, and then you're going to do Pythagoreans Theorem to find B. And that wraps up your test. We're going to turn our attention now to MCR. Take a look at MCR here. This one right here is equal to, if it's equal to, the first thing you got to do is get rid of that 8 to get the absolute value by itself. So you're going to have the absolute value of x is equal to a negative 5. There's no solution there. You can't have an absolute value equal to a negative number because absolute values are always positive. This one right here, it points away, so it's going to be the same and then the opposite. And then you got to work those out. This one right here points to it, so it's going to be the squeeze, which is a positive and a negative, and then you're going to divide everything by 2, and whatever you get is your answer. And that's your bell work. Let's turn our attention now to this. All right, this is your practice test. Well, this should be a negative 11 if you did it right. This one you got to have your same denominator. So I would multiply this one by 6, and I'd multiply this one by 10. So I'm going to get 30 minus 100, it looks like, over 60 is what I'm thinking here. And so that's going to give me a negative 70 over 60. And then the zeros cancel, and I get negative 7 over 6. This one right here, you would subtract 4.1 and then divide by 3.3. This one right here, you would add 2, and then you got to multiply by 10 and divide by 7. This one I would multiply by 4 to get rid of that 4. And when you do, you get b minus 3 is equal to 80. And then you want to add it and get 83. All right, so work through those equations there. Let's take a look at some of these absolute values here. All right, I think you end up having to graph some of these as well. So I'm going to do one of these, and then I'll graph it and show you. So I'm going to say the absolute value of x plus 5 is equal to 2. I'm going to subtract 5 here. This one looks like no solution because we're going to have a -3. Can't have a negative number. So no solution. All right. So anyway, this is your test. The answers are on the back. So if you get stuck, maybe get some help. If you need to, ask me in class tomorrow. See how these are no solutions? That's because you can't have the absolute value equal to a negative number. All right, that's it. Have a good morning. Good luck on your test this weekend. Remember, if you fail to take the test this weekend, you will have to see me Monday to take a hard copy. If you do not see me Monday, you will have a 0 until week 9 when you retest. Have a good morning.